Hi, welcome back. My name is Cole.
And I'm Andrew.
And this is CTRL-AC.
CTRL-AC is the podcast where we talk about coating methods. Coating, like C-O-A-T, like
Right.
paint.
Yeah.
Or titanium.
Right. We'll talk about that after our break.
As it turns out, there are multiple ways to paint titanium, and one of them
Is bad.
is kind of bad,
Which is on the new iPhone,
which we have.
which Andrew has.
3 of them. I don't have 3 of them.
His family has them. I don't have one because I'm broke.
But you're getting one soon.
I am.
As a company, you ever just leak your entire future?
Yeah, Google does that every year.
So
Microsoft is not usually one to leak things very often.
but we have everything.
Yeah.
Their entire plan for the Xbox console. So basically they submitted documents to the FTC. Those all got leaked, including images, release dates, prices, and features of a bunch of new Xbox stuff. Let's just start with the console. So there is a new Xbox coming soon.
So you remember the trash can Mac Pro?
Yeah, the cylindrical barrel looking.
Yeah, the one that they tried to make upgradable but ended up being a pain in the butt and didn't.
Because it's a circle.
Yeah. So Microsoft has entered the chat, and they now have a cylinder of an Xbox.
There's a new Series X that is a 2013 Mac Pro. It looks just like it. It's coming out. Do we have a date?
Sometime in 2024.
November.
Did it say November?
Yeah, November of 2025.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
November of 2025, we'll get a new Xbox, and it is a normal Series X, but now round and
with 2 terabytes of storage,
double the storage.
which is cool. And it's still $500.
It has better Wi-Fi radios. It has improved sustainability, and there's a USB-C front port with power delivery. All that's great. Same price.
Same price, which is cool.
So this isn't like the One X that we got. It's not a more powerful version.
The One X wasn't even that much more powerful.
It's not being sold alongside the original either. Original gets discontinued.
Right, and this replaces it. So it's not a new trim level. It's essentially just a better storage, different looking console.
Yeah.
It's like the Xbox 360 that they replaced with the 360 Slim later.
I was going to say PlayStation isn't doing anything like this, but we wouldn't even know about this unless the documents were leaked. So who knows? That will ship with a new controller that actually is the most exciting part of this whole leak.
Yeah. So it's called, the codename is C-Bile, which is kind of weird. But it's a 2-tone colorway with
Looks fine.
It looks all right. It's not exactly the same, but it's very similar. It's got a glossy finish,
which is fingerprinty.
yeah, so don't eat Doritos.
Side note, we used to have a Wii, and whenever,
Yeah.
I think one time, someone in our family had a snack and then grabbed the controller, and it was permanently stained. They were...
orange and yellow and green and blue.
Yeah.
But anyways, this controller's got a new lift to wake. So that's pretty nice. So instead of having to take the whole half a second and press the button, it's just too much for us now. We just have to be able to lift the controller. It's convenient.
If you move it, though, now it turns on. Like, if you just want to take it and take it off the couch and put it on a table, now it turned on. It's going to confuse a lot of parents.
Yeah. It's got the new Xbox, or supposedly Xbox Wireless 2 connection, Bluetooth 5.2.
All great. And then we get direct-to-cloud connectivity, which is crazy. So now, when you are streaming games,
Input latency.
Your controller goes to the cloud and not to your console, then to the cloud.
So input latency is going to be better?
For cloud streaming only.
Right. Which is a big deal if that's a thing you do, but if not, then it's just kind of like, okay.
Do you use cloud streaming?
I haven't cloud streamed since my freshman year of high school.
It's really bad.
It's bad.
Okay, we don't have the best Wi-Fi. Every time I try to cloud stream, it does like a ripple effect thing on the screen. It never works. It's not great, but who knows? Maybe it'll be better now. And now there's a new mobile app, so you can see all the devices you have, manage accessories more. Sweet. Connectivity starting at the controller.
That's
Why
cool.
not? That's great.
Oh, whoa, this didn't just get leaked. We have the files.
Oh yeah, we have the whole.
Like-
If you want to read all the documents, you can just go read them, laying out all of the plans for the future of the Xbox. The new controller launches in June of 2024, or maybe still 2025. I'm kind of confused. I don't know what year this is.
And we're also getting an Elwood code word for the new Xbox Series S refresh. It's just got more. It's got a terabyte of storage, $300. Same new controller, new I/O, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.2. So basically the same thing as the Xbox Series X.
Right.
Double storage, etc. Low power standby mode,
All cool.
and it's all recyclable packaging.
And there is a timeline that
Yeah.
shows all of the consoles, and on that is a handheld Xbox streaming device.
Yes, there is.
So that is now confirmed that that's in the works to compete with PlayStation and not Steam, because Steam's on device, but like the Logitech one and all that.
Oh, it's gonna be cloud.
Yeah,
streaming?
it's not
Aw.
actually like a handheld.
That's so.
However,
dumb.
Phil Spencer, the Microsoft gaming CEO, said or wrote in an August 2020 email that was, of course, leaked, quote, "Nintendo is the prime asset for us in gaming." That would be crazy. So since 2020,
Microsoft buys Nintendo.
yeah, no way the FTC is letting that happen.
If they didn't let them buy Activision, they're most definitely not buying Nintendo.
What would that mean?
Call of Duty Nintendo Switch Fortnite Edition.
That would be so... Would that completely, like... I don't see how PlayStation would even have a chance.
I mean, Sony also does a bunch of other things too. Like they have a bunch of other products, but
One,
so
like-
does Microsoft.
But gaming.
Yeah,
Like, how would PlayStation have a chance? Now that, like, all of the developers behind the Switch and the Xbox are now on the same team,
Yeah.
that would be crazy. And then Phil Spencer emailed Microsoft employees about the leak and said, quote, "We all put incredible amounts of passion and energy into our work, and this is never how we want that hard work to be shared with the community." I'm sure it's not. Unfortunately, it was, though. And yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't think we've seen a leak this bad in quite a while.
Yeah, even what was it that got leaked? Oh, the Pixel. That's what I'm thinking of. But even that didn't give a
That
whole...
was just one product.
Yeah, that didn't give a whole timeline of a company's...
So we know from that new Xbox coming, new controller, cloud streaming is where Xbox is headed. Because their goal eventually is to phase out the physical console.
Which is sad.
All the computing is done in the cloud. Your console just accesses it. Which means your console's cheaper, and Game Pass is going to be really expensive.
And so is your Wi-Fi.
And your Wi-Fi is going to be really expensive.
I bet it'll be at least 20 years before cloud streaming is fully developed.
Even if it's great, everyone's still going to keep their Series X for another 5 years or so.
Somebody in 50 years is still going to be playing Minecraft on that console or Forza on that console right there.
Yeah. And what I don't like is that then you really won't own any games. Because I still like owning games.
Right.
As nice as Game Pass is, I don't know.
There's nothing like opening that box and sliding in that disc into the console.
Right. Moving away from Microsoft, looking at the Grammys.
So if you remember, I think 9 or 10 episodes ago, I think it
It was
was.
a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago, a couple months. Ghostwriter created Heart on My Sleeve, which was
He did write it.
which was a Drake song, which was an AI Drake song, which had lots of controversy surrounding it. and-
Completely broke the internet.
Yeah. And nothing really came out of it, actually, because nobody really cared at that point, except what was it? Like, Ice Cube's team said that if they did that,
Something like that.
they'll
but-
sue him or something.
He kind of showed the whole internet that you can make a really good AI song
That song is actually. Hold
It's
on. Is
very
it on Spotify?
good. No.
I bet it is.
So he is back. He has a new song.
I haven't heard it, and Andrew is making me blind react to it right now.
I have heard it. Cole has not.
What would you rate it? What would you rate it?
I don't know.
So it's Travis Scott and 21 Savage. So the 21 part is going to be mid. The Travis part's either going to be really good or really bad.
No, look at the timing here. Because Travis Scott just dropped an album.
And 21's in that album.
Yeah, and then Ghost Rider comes along and just makes a song with both of them. And
Okay.
as far as we know, both of those artists didn't give permission to be in this song.
Can't kill it. Can't kill it, ghost.
They waiting outside. They flooding the gates, I'm flooding the wrist. Like, no, I ain't God. It's Stormy and Scott. It Houston like when he got my brothers with me. We lighting the city on fire. Protect my Achilles, cause they tryna kill me, but I never been so alive. Yeah.
Origami paper, but I never fall for anyone. She a 9 plus 10, yeah, you know that equal 21. Savage bigger than rap, it's a brand. Keep it running.
Okay, so it's all right. That's it. Like, there's some choppy bit to it. Like, you can tell that it was made not by an actual voice, and it was developed with voice models. But for it being that, it was mainly noticeable in the not 21 Savage part.
Yeah.
And you could tell, like, it sounded like him, but it also was choppy and kind of poor quality. But
Right. But for being AI.
That's very impressive. Heart on My Sleeve was better,
Yeah.
quality-wise, everything. Why doesn't this kid just write raps and do it himself?
Yeah.
Because if he wrote that, that's kind of that. See, the lyrics were actually kind of good.
He's clearly really talented.
Yeah, obviously.
We don't know who this guy is. He
And
wears a ghost costume.
yeah, and to do this, you'd have to make your own model of like voice model, which is not easy to do.
There's no like publicly available.
There's Uber Duck, which is garbage.
Yeah. I don't know how he's doing this, but it's good. And he believes it's so good, it's worthy of a Grammy.
Heart on My Sleeve, honestly.
He is submitting 2 requests for a Grammy. Heart on My Sleeve and this new one in 2 categories. Best rap song and Song of the Year. Can he do this? As it turns out, no. The organization behind the Grammys put out a whole video and they said that it will not be eligible because it contains vocals that weren't legally obtained. I don't know how to define that if I'm
Okay,
them.
so let's break this down. To build an AI voice model, you have to have multiple things. You have to have, one, the knowledge to write code that can train an AI model to sound like a person. And also, pieces of that person you're trying to imitate speaking, which in this case weren't obtained legally.
It's all public information,
Right.
but the artist doesn't consent to it being used for ghostwriters.
Exactly. So there's no clear laws written about AI voice models imitating other people because
It's just all a massive gray area.
It's very vague and nothing is defined, which is a problem because when things are gray and not defined, bad things can happen.
You get this guy saying, I want a Grammy. Academy says no, and he says why. And then they kind of have to come up with an answer.
Right. And then they'll make laws that are either not hard enough or way too harsh on people who want to do this. So you'll get something like stupid like jail time if you imitate and release something sounding like somebody else, or just like a slap on the wrist, don't do that.
So if Ghostwriter went to Drake and 21 Savage and Travis Scott and just said, hey, is this cool? And they said, yes. Can he now win a Grammy?
Exactly.
Does that mean it's legally obtained?
And I guarantee you all 3 of those people would say no.
Right, obviously.
Right, because they didn't make that themselves. I think if I were to determine the laws around AI voice models, I would say it is okay to do without consent for no monetary gain. To get something out of it, though, you need consent.
Right, for a Grammy, you would.
Right, or to be monetized on Spotify.
Which is why you got kicked off Spotify.
Right. So, like, YouTube views is one thing. There's, like, copyright issues with that. But
Right.
Posting this on YouTube and making money that way is different. But if you were to post it on Spotify, and it's so vague. We just don't know enough, honestly. This is, like, what, 2 songs?
Right.
That are mass published like this?
Yes. And he's not going to be the last.
No.
It's a hard skill to learn, but there are more people out there who can do this.
Yeah. And especially with things happening, like, did you hear about that kid who was 17 years old, got $500,000 in lawsuits from Bungie for cheating in games? Yeah. He's 17. $500,000 in lawsuits for cheating, and he's banned from every Bungie game for the rest of time.
I'd be more concerned about the $500,000.
Right. But so, like, obviously people are getting smarter with how to do things, which is a problem.
Yeah.
Because then you have people like that who are cheating in video games and making it a pain for everybody else and not mass producing, but producing songs that sound so similar to real people and making money from it.
Right.
I think that the governments of the world just need to make laws around this, and they're obviously going to probably not be awesome because this is still work that this person is putting in. Like,
yeah.
He probably is putting in more work than the artists that he's imitating, honestly.
So is it plagiarism to take someone else's work, use it to train a model that then makes something quote-unquote original?
Hot take, no, it's not plagiarism. It's stealing. There's a difference.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I guess it would be.
Right. So instead of plagiarizing, that would be saying taking Drake's songs and saying that it was actually him doing it. Like if he were to take a Drake song, like let's say like Fair Trade, right? And he said, actually, that was my AI that made that.
Yeah.
That would be something like plagiarism, right? Or like remaking that song with the voice model. But he's stealing would be taking Drake's voice. This is so weird to talk about. Taking voice models from Drake without consent and making a model based off of that to produce songs that are imitating Drake.
Yeah. This is the whole Hollywood question. Because in Hollywood, there's a whole debate about actors being 3D scanned and then their likeness being used in movies.
Yeah, like Paul Walker.
Right.
He's not alive. He's been dead for like 3 years.
So can an actor copyright their own likeness? Can you copyright your voice so that other people cannot use your voice? Like, we've never had to deal with these problems. There are no laws around this. So if you're the Grammys, I mean, common sense would kind of tell you, no, this guy can't win an award. But the reason why, the written thing they have to give to him, here's why you can't qualify. I think that's
where it's struggling, because he still wrote this song.
Yeah,
he still wrote both of these songs. He thought he developed these words and these lyrics, but used somebody else's voice to make them sound better.
Do you have to sing the song in order to win a Grammy?
I think it has to be an original song. Like, you can't win a Grammy off a remix.
So is this original?
Oh,
and then that's
exactly
the huge...
Oh, it's so weird.
Yeah.
I think even if they don't make laws around it, they're gonna have to have like rules for the Grammys and stuff. Like,
right,
it has to be the actual artist of the song. But still,
how do you prove it?
What
if Drake just starts? What if Drake hired this guy, released a whole album?
It's all just AI.
It's all AI. So we will see. We'll be following this. He will be back with another song. Maybe a different genre this time. Can't win Rap Song of the Year. Maybe he'll switch it up. Who knows? All right, so we're going to take a break. When we get back, we'll talk briefly about the Microsoft event and then get into 15 Pro impressions. Control-AC is sponsored by the Complete Backyard. The Complete Backyard is a custom outdoor design and build company, meaning that whatever you want from a pool to an outdoor kitchen, they can build for you. For a consultation, you can go to thecompletebackyard.com. There was a Microsoft event. We're going to touch briefly on that. Panos is gone.
What?
That's a big deal. Panos Panay, the Surface chief for Microsoft, is gone. So he's been there a long time.
How long has he been there?
Oh, I want to say, like 20 years? Yep, 2004. Nearly 20 years. So he was the guy behind the Surface Pro and the whole Surface lineup, which kind of changed the whole... I would say that changed the computer industry, the Surface.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's relevant now is an interesting debate. I think the Surface Pro now doesn't make sense. But back in the day, that was huge. He's leaving now. He's joining Amazon, which is interesting. So maybe Echo hardware gets better. Amazon had an event. Echo hardware isn't that much better. So he's no longer there. Amazon's recently tried to get a bunch of hardware because they got Roomba and Ring. And then they're building out like all the Echo shows and stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe the Fire HD tablet from Amazon.
Maybe it'll be good.
Will now be good.
Wait, is Amazon going to release a laptop?
Oh no, the Amazon Basics laptop.
Oh, the Fire Pro.
The Fire laptop.
No,
HD.
No. It would be...
You gotta keep HD in the name.
No. It just has to have Fire. It would be the Fire Duo Pro. No, the Fire Duo HD. Because, like, Duo, like, screen and keyboard.
No. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. So we're going to miss him. Rest in peace, the Surface division at Microsoft. Good luck to whoever has to deal with that now.
Yeah. And it was already declining.
Yeah, there's no point of having a Surface.
Right, you can buy a MacBook for a way better price.
Well, is that the problem with the Surface is, and I've believed this since the very beginning, it is a bad laptop and a bad tablet. You just get both.
For the price.
Right. There's no point of using that computer.
If it was half of the price that it was, it'd be good.
Using any Windows laptop folded in tablet mode is an awful experience because Windows is not touch oriented.
Windows 11 is. That was a big selling point of Windows 11.
But still there's no there's no OS support for it. There's no third party. It's just not good.
It's not good.
And when you're not using it in tablet mode, you just have a bad laptop experience for $1,000.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
But you know what does make sense? Upgrading to the iPhone 15.
Which I did.
Yes. Andrew has the 15 Pro Max, and his mom got the 15 Pro, which I find way better.
To hold.
I had a 12 mini, and it's so similar of a phone. I think the 15 Pro is the perfect iPhone right now.
Yeah.
It's light. It has a big display compared to the 12 mini, which is it's so weird how similar in size the 12 mini and the 14 or the 15 Pro are.
Cuz even if the screen is like substantially bigger on the Pro, the bezels are smaller, so the whole phone is slightly smaller, and the corners are rounded, so it fits better in your hand.
Yeah.
It really is an amazing phone to hold.
So we'll get into this in a second, but if it wasn't so fragile, this would be a phone I would love to rock caseless.
100%.
But if you've been on YouTube recently and you're remotely into tech, you've seen Jerry Rig Everything's new video where he did a cheeky little demonstration of how bad this phone is
durability-wise. The side rails are PVD coated.
Yeah, so apparently me and Andrew didn't catch that in the keynote, and we said that they actually anodized the titanium, which changes the chemical compound of the titanium to make it a certain color. They did not do that. I can do that in my garage with some like a 12-volt battery and some cables in a bottle of like sodium water.
Well, they only have a couple $1 trillion.
Yeah,
it's not like they can afford that.
They can't afford some sodium water and a couple batteries and some cables. But yeah, it's garbage.
What we got is not good. Oh, sorry. It's good until you break it. Like holding the 15 Pro in your hand, it's fantastic. The titanium feels great. The rounded, contoured edges, that's the word, they all feel great. If you scratch that titanium, the natural titanium color will show through. I have the black one. It looks fantastic without a case. If I were to scratch that, it would be silver underneath. Not ideal.
Yeah, which is not very cash money of Apple for the price that you're paying.
The back glass also shatters way too easily.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Everything Apple Pro did a video where he dropped it on concrete, back glass immediately shattered. And like for reference, that doesn't usually happen with an iPhone.
No, like I could go drop my 11 Pro Max on concrete and it probably wouldn't break.
So aside from durability concerns,
I think this is the best phone that Apple's made in a while. Feeling wise, the rounded edges feel awesome. It's super light, and it feels like a premium phone.
yeah, I would hope so. They're very expensive.
Very expensive.
Other than the durability concerns, I think the rest is fine. The phone gets really hot. Using it, transferring data over, and charging. It does get pretty hot.
But it's also packing a lot of juice in that. Like you're doing a lot with that phone. Like what is the charging? What is the speed that it charges
27 watts.
That's still not bad for a phone though.
In 2023,
I know.
pretty slow.
I mean, OnePlus has like their 105 watt charging.
It's like 70 or 80.
I thought they got
in the
to 100.
box. I don't know. I think Xiaomi has
that was
200
Xiaomi,
or something.
Xiaomi doing Xiaomi things.
A17 Pro has been fantastic. I did a benchmark score in Geekbench, and my single core score was just a hair under 3,000, and multi-core was 7,370, which puts my phone on par with an M1 MacBook, which is just crazy.
That's what I used to have.
Yeah. Cameras so far have been great. The display is great. Going from a 12 Pro Max to ProMotion is fantastic. Mm-hmm. The setup process was weird. You know when you set up a new iPhone and there's like a starry animation, it's like a flowery thing. That didn't work for me or my family.
Might be a carrier thing.
Went to Twitter, didn't work for anyone else.
Oh.
Software thing. The one day they needed it to work. That didn't work. And then my watch wouldn't pair to my new phone.
How was that? What did you end up doing with that?
I had to factory reset the whole thing. And then the auto pair, again, wouldn't work. I had to do it manually. So both like auto transfer pairing things did not work. Aside from that, it's great.
I can't wait to upgrade because I can feel my 11 Pro Max aging. It's still, I'd say it's still a good phone in this age. I've got a nice square case on it.
To make it feel like a...
Yeah, to make it feel like a 12.
Nice.
So, but I'd say this is a very well-aged phone.
Yeah, no kidding.
The camera's still good. The speakers are blown. The microphone is good. Bluetooth works.
How's the battery?
It's not terrible. I can usually get through a day and a half without charging.
Wow. How many hours of screen on time?
5.
That's not terrible.
But
at all.
Like if with 8, I can have my screen on time can go 9 hours.
Wow.
Without dying.
What do you do on your phone?
Not a bunch. My battery health is at 83%.
Wow. Okay.
But it's also 4 years old.
True.
For a 4-year-old phone, 83% is not bad.
No, that's not. It is 2:00 in the afternoon right now. I've used my phone for just over 2 hours and I have 78%. So it looks like I'll get like 7 to 8 hours of screen on time. That's solid. It's what I expected.
But for heavy use screen on time, not just scrolling on Twitter. Like you're doing things on your phone.
Right. We're going to take pictures with it. Our full review will be up hopefully in a couple weeks. There's a lot to test with this phone, but it has been good so far. iOS 17 is now out for everyone to download.
Yes, I saw that.
And just to clarify, so you all know, updating your phone does not slow down your old phone.
On purpose.
On purpose.
It's not to get you to buy a new phone.
It may run a little slower just because it's a bunch of new stuff, but it does not intentionally slow it down. Everyone in the Instagram comments, as soon as there's a new iPhone, they all say, oh, yeah, my old one's slowing down already. I can feel it. Your phone does not slow down when the new iPhone comes out. Just a PSA. With that, we can scratch episode 48 off of the list, just like my PVD coating getting scratched right off of my
Just
iPhone.
taking the case on and off and probably scratch it.
Gone. It probably will. We need a back screen protector now. Like a back tempered
gosh.
glass fake thing.
So if you want to reach out and send me an iPhone 15 Pro, because Andrew's already got one,
And send me another screen
and
protector.
send him a rear screen protector, you can X at us. I am at ColeWWWeb,
And I'm at Utterly Drew.
and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye, y'all.